My name's Sarah Carter, and this is my very first YouTube video, so I'm sure it's gonna be super awkward. I'm already kneeling on the floor in an echoey white room, so we're off to a good start. But you have to start somewhere, right? So let's start with our first ways to practice self-love in 2020. One of the first things I've done this year to start practicing more self-love and self-care is to cut out on my social media time. I used to be on Instagram all the time, and I'd set up photo shoots for myself and make my life look interesting, and I don't know, I look back at those photos and I know that the girl on the other side of the screen, I wasn't happy as her. I wasn't living life at all. I was just trying to find a procrastination for studying. But this year I've taken a lot less. I do spend time on social media. I'm just not posting as much. I'm not caring what other people think of me as much. And it was really freeing. And it made me realize I don't have to actually share everything. There's a really, really great, what am I trying to say here? It's very underrated to be private with your life. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Keep some stuff for yourself. Don't go on social media and don't post it all on social media. And I think you'll find that your own relationships with others and with yourself will be improved dramatically. The second way to practice self-love in 2020, and just your life in general, is to journal or write at the very least. And it doesn't mean go buy a notebook and pens. You can just do this on your phone, in your notes app. I love using my notes app actually, and I'll just jot down a memory of a day or a couple thoughts of how I'm feeling, especially when I'm upset. I do try to write more when I'm happy, because otherwise your journal just becomes a list of the worst things that have ever happened to your life, and you reread it and get all stressed out all over again. So write the good things and the bad. But it's really great to read back and see how far you've grown. When I'm reading my journals now, I get to see how I've changed my entire mindset. I'm a whole new person than I was 5 years ago. And to myself, it doesn't seem like I've had that much change, but then I read back through my journals and it's really, really cool. And also a little bit humiliating, to be honest, because the thought processes of a 21-year-old Sarah were a little bit small-minded, but we'll deal with that one in another video. Number 3 is something I'm trying to get into the habit of doing, and it's not a daily habit yet for me, but I'm hoping that by the end of 2020 it is, and that is to practice gratitude. So I start already with a list of 10 things I'm grateful for, and I either write it down or I think it up in my head. And I've gotten into the habit lately, now that I actually have a commute for the first time in my life, to start going through my gratitude list as I'm driving to work. And it's really interesting the things that you decide to start being thankful for. I'm thankful for this traffic that I'm stuck in, because it means I live in such an amazing city that so many other people want to live in. I'm grateful for the weather we have, because it means that we're not going to be stuck in floods or in drought. We have change, and that's always good. Even the way I think about people in traffic and stuff changes, because, well, actually that might be a bit of a lie. I still get pretty angry when people cut me off and don't signal, but I still do try to have my moment, and then I collect myself and I wish them well, and I hope that their day is going better than they've just made everyone else's, because yeah, send good karma out there, send good vibes. And anyway, the point of this is that gratitude helps me with this. Being grateful for my house, being grateful for the fact that I have a job to go to, being grateful for the clients I have, the pay I get, the fact that I have amazing opportunities and privileges that not everyone gets. Being grateful for those makes those multiply, rather than focusing on what I don't have. Number 4, practice getting outside. Right now, out my window is a very bare tree, covered in some leaves and a ton of snow. It is snowing right now. And it doesn't look that inviting, and I know it's gonna be cold, but I'm still gonna go outside and shovel, because my rest of my job today is gonna be in this house and then in a work office thing. So I don't get to go outside, and the fresh air is going to change everything. One deep breath of the cold air, it just makes you feel alive. And you start hearing chatter of the neighbors shoveling or kids outside playing, and that gives you life. And you have more to be grateful for. And yeah, there's sucky parts to it all, but there's a lot more positives. Get outside, practice self-love by giving yourself a break. One of my favorite reasons for getting outside is just the fact that you can sometimes have no thoughts at all. And I'll hike, or I'll be climbing, or go for a walk, or whatever it is I'm doing. And I don't take music with me, even on my runs. I just listen to nothing, because the nothing is so rare these days. Take advantage of the silence, especially if you live in a city. Take advantage of just quiet, not trying to confuse your brain, not trying to drown out whatever thoughts you're having. Let those thoughts come. Be surprised by them. Be scared by them. That's how you're going to get to know where your issues lie, anxiety lies, where your expectations lie. You learn a lot about yourself when you just get outside with yourself. It's my sort of meditation. So I was going to put meditation on this list, but I don't really think this really helps me. It's getting outside, hiking, focusing on something that is literally just get up the hill and try not to die and pass out on the way. But yeah, anyway, that was rough, but the first video is up, and thank you so much for watching. These will get better. This is something I've wanted to do for 6 years, and you have to start eventually. So, thank you. Bye.